Hi guys, it's Dom from Soundsphere here. Just had a wonderful opportunity to chat to Luke Black about Eurovision, about moving from Serbia to London in the search of musical creativity and success, the new album Chainsaws in Paradise, touring and so much more. Connection with fans really comes across here, so hope you enjoy this one. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting us, and go and support Luke as well. Thanks a lot. See you guys soon. Right. So yeah, I've got a couple of questions, Luke. Obviously, sort of following your success for the last while now, you've kind of changed and developed quite a bit as an artist. Since the days of Eurovision. Obviously, you've just got this record out now, Chainsaws in Paradise. I've got a deep question to start you off with. How do you define success as a person and as an artist? And are they the same thing, or is it two different things for you?
That's a really excellent question. I think there's two ways of defining it. One is like what's socially acceptable and like what you desire as an artist. What kind of success do you see on social media? What kind of FOMO you have from everybody else doing music? And then you're kind of thinking that that is the case and that's how it should be. In a competition like Eurovision, you have like scoreboards, and that's kind of like what is success. But I had to learn from my wins and my failures and the situations that are not even a win or lose situation,
Mm.
and to kind of define success for myself. And to be an artist that lives in London and is not like like a UK born artist, to be fighting there in the music industry, which I love, to be living in London amongst like one of the my favorite musicians that I have that have lived there. Um, it's just for me that's some sorts of like a success to be able to thrive there, to be able to gain inspiration and to talk. And for me to have like fans that just there was an explosion of fans after Eurovision, and then to be able to keep them even obviously, and to learn that things will go slower and they will actually have a little bit of a drop because of all the attention from there. So like just to be able to learn how to live with like uh, the sine wave of success and
Yeah.
its ups and downs. I think that's for me, that's success as an artist, and to be able to actually be there and function in that world.
Yeah, so it feels like you've achieved it effectively, like your definition of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so far, yeah. It's living with it, which is success, and then you want a few steps ahead. You want to be at least a few steps ahead every time, and to kind of fortify your position. And yeah, I guess I achieved that, and there's now more goals to aim for, and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And in terms of, obviously, we touched on the visual aspect of what you do. Again, as someone that's kind of changed and evolved visually, before we talk about the music, I want to talk to you about the visuals. How important is that visual aspect? It feels like that's an art project in itself, your visual representation. So, how important, Luke, is that for you?
I would say that it's equally important as the music. Every artist has their vision and their sound and their strong points and their weak points. For me, I always thought that the songwriting and the storytelling behind it is my strongest point. So not maybe the voice, not maybe the dancing skills or something like that, but it was always that. And I write sometimes from experience. Sometimes I like to invent stories. I don't think everything should be autobiographical. We're artists, we can create whatever. And usually those stories that I have are informed by visuals, whether that could be like an imagination that came from reading a book or watching a beautiful like art film, understanding the colors and just inputting them there. And I would say that from Eurovision, I learned the art of darkness. I used to flirt with like so many different looks. Like it would be like either overtly masculine, cowboy, yellow, canary yellow hair, bleached eyebrows, like colorful clothes, dark clothes.
Mm.
But I learned the art of darkness, and because the fans that I garnered from Eurovision have, um, I guess, recognized that in me.
Mm.
Like anime, yes, but like a very dark anime, very neo-romantic and everything that kind of has to do with my soul, I guess. It just was recognized, and then I just decided to live in that world for a bit, and thus the album and the sound is born. And I was brave enough to kind of be like, okay, I love metal music. I love rock sound. I do electronic pop music, but I kind of wanted to incorporate that love. And with my producer, Shirk, I kind of incorporated also his love of metal, new metal, anime, horror film. And yeah, I guess we kind of met each other in London. It was a perfect match that we were able to make this album in like what, a month.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
and I think it also has to do with him being very fast and very quick with production and ideas and like bouncing ideas back and forth. We made like a song per day.
Mm.
So no rewriting, nothing, just like completely like stream of consciousness out on the sheet of paper, and we recorded that. We used demo vocals um for everything. So but once it was done, I didn't feel like anything was missing. So yeah, that was kind of like a raw projection of everything in that album.
Yeah, it's again fantastic to hear your process there, Luke, as well. And in terms of that record, obviously, Chainsaws in Paradise has reached a great level of success in terms of streaming and things like that, because it seems as a listener to me very reflective, very intense in some ways. Some of those tracks that you're putting out there, Winter Dahlia, Drinking Jack with Daddy, and those tracks. Well, how do you feel about the success of the record, given some of the personal, some of that personal storytelling and how kind of personal that record is for you? How do you feel about the success of of Chainsaws in Paradise and how it's gone?
I feel like it's amazing to be able to just, I'm completely independent. So there's just like in the little tiny office or studio of mine, there's just like what, three, four people.
Right.
We're working together. And I think the album wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the fans and their stamina to like be patient, and they're doing all of the promo. I don't really um, promote myself too much or do any marketing. I'm not really good at that. But I guess like it was so much better than I anticipated and I expected. Um, Everything was done in London. Every single piece, even the lead music video for I'm So Happy, and all of the visualizers that are done in my room, or with creatives from London. Um, I feel like that breath of fresh air that I think like we all put into this work was recognized by the fans. And as I said, like it all functions like a little, chainsaw. It's all fueled by the fans. And every single number and digit that's there, it's all organic. Um, and it might not be millions and millions and millions. Well, some of them are, but like, but yeah, it's just for me, like it warms my heart, and I'm just super grateful that now even at the concerts on this tour, like even though the album came out like 7 days before the tour, everybody knew every song, like every lyric, constantly shouting. You can see it on social media as well. Like there's no break. People are getting out of the concerts with their sore throats. I should like have a brand deal with some throat pastils. Just be able to hand it out to fans because like and I really love that. It's a sense of like, I get a bit deaf after every show because of the inner monitors picking up the screams from the
Mm.
fans, but I feel like that's quite rock and roll. And if I wanted to have that within electronic pop music, then I guess I achieved it. And I'm a
I,
bit deaf from that, but
yeah, absolutely.
that's it.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it seems like you do have a really close connection with your fans and supporters. So what would be the message for those people that, again, from Eurovision onwards, people have been behind you. So what is your message for the people, obviously, you're in Europe right now, obviously back home in the UK, all over, Serbia as well. Like, what is your message for the people that have supported you through your career and will continue to do so as you continue on?
Well, the first thing I would like to say is thank you for existing at the same time as me and kind of like communicating through music and sharing love through that. I really feel love and support. I'm not that, like mentally stable. I would say like as every artist, like you struggle, and I've talked about so many of those different topics inside the album Chainsaws in Paradise, but the strength and the love that like the fans give you. And it's also like an interesting thing because I was never able to actually say the word fans. Throughout my career, I usually wanted to say people who like my music or like music admirers or something like that. But now, it's such a fun thing being a fan of my music. They're all friends. Some of them found like their loved one, like they're in relationships.
Yeah.
They're enjoying the trips. They're meeting up. It's a big meetup. It's a big party, I would say. And I will continue doing music and making this beautiful space for all of us to kind of have fun and enjoy. I usually love to express my gratitude after every concert, even staying for 2, 3 hours with them, because some of them, travel to UK, loads of them from far away, like different countries, and if they can go on like super long planes to come to my show, then I can give them music plus a bit of fun later after the show. We can hang out, and it's never a problem for me. I'm addicted to it right
Yeah.
now, so it will be really difficult if I don't get it in the future. But I think like yeah, their perseverance and stamina of their support and everything. Eurovision is a big high, and its withdrawal syndrome hits you like the day after the finale. It just all of the artists that I talked about, they have this post Eurovision kind of depression. Um, I had it as well, but I feel like I was lucky enough to have people who stay um, true to the music and everything, and I went outside I guess, the boundaries of Eurovision when it comes to that.
Absolutely.
And that was my main goal. One of the successes that we've talked about in the beginning would definitely be to kind of not be bitten by the bug of Eurovision, and kind of there's a Eurovision curse and the blessing. But yeah, I protected myself, wore a little red uh, was a piece of thread against that. So yeah, I guess like that was like and the fans, I guess like as I said, like are the sole reason for that being able to
Yeah.
happen.
That's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And I think I've got a couple more before we finish. I wanted to talk to you about you have mentioned some of your difficulties in terms of mental health and challenges, and obviously you recognize your fans go through that as well. So on your most difficult days, Luke, what are the things, whether it's people, family, friends, movies, anything like that, what are the things that you draw on for inspiration to get you out of bed and get you motivated on those difficult days?
Well, my title track, Chainsaws in Paradise, speaks about like one of those most difficult days when you're like just you just wanted to wake up and have a breather, and like all of a sudden you hear the pacing sounds of chainsaws in your brain, and I guess that kind of juxtaposition of like such a weapon of destruction, chainsaw in paradise, as in like something that's supposed to be in your mind, like the serenity and it being destroyed by your thoughts is the overarching theme for the album. And I don't really think that I only get out of bed if I have to do something for music. So if I have a rehearsal, but that would mean that soon I will be meeting fans and performing for them. So that's my reason to get out of bed. But I don't have to get out of bed to kind of try and soothe my anxieties. I do that by from bed by playing video games. So throughout the pandemic, I kind of learned that video games were an anxiolytic for me in order not to take too much of the chemicals. Like I could just play a video game from start to finish. I know it will finish positively, so it will bring me like subconsciously info that everything is going to be okay and I'll be able to play through it. So I guess that kind of can reflect on your life and at least soothe a bit of anxiety there. So I guess yeah, I used video games as medicine.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I never heard it reflected quite so articulately. I like that, Luke. Yeah, it makes me feel differently about when I play video games now. So I appreciate that. And fantastic. Well, again, thank you so much for making the time, and good luck with the shows at the moment. Obviously you're on tour at the moment, and looking forward to that. Is there anything you'd like to plug? Anything I've missed? Have I done my job properly today? Is there anything
You
you want to
are
promote?
you are the best. No, like there's probably something that I don't think of because I'm really bad at like selling myself. But no, it's just been great to I have performed in like three UK successful UK shows and really excited. I'm gonna continue working on music and after this album, there's no stopping. There's mouths to feed. And by that, I mean my fans expecting loads of music. And, I really hope like that the near future will bring loads of like UK kind of based festivals. And that's what I'm planning to achieve as my next little step of success. So yeah, that's definitely it. But you've been amazing and thank you
Ah,
so much.
no, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you on that festival run as well, Luke. It's going to be great.
Yeah, thank you.